welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in and watching this episode of my little journey. It's a completely different video. I'll show you in a second why. Just turn you around to see where I'm at the moment located. Just have a look. I'm standing here on the top of our roof on our house, and this is a video I wanted to just make. It's a different video than normally, so you can see the pond down there. Hope it comes on. So we come back. This is a different video because it has not much to do with the kois this time today in this episode, as you saw in the title as well. So anyone who's not interested, just stop the video. It's fair call. But I thought, because it has to do with the YouTubing I'm doing, I record this as well. Not many of you probably know that I had in the last few months dramas with our internet. Vince from Twisted Koi, he knows well about it because I couldn't take part in live streams. A couple of times I had to just say, no, it's not working. My internet is too slow to do it. And so yeah, so I had to make a decision lately with our internet because this was really bad, and it wasn't. It's only started for 6-8 months ago, and it started after they did an upgrade on our mobile tower that is responsible for our fixed wireless broadband. Show you. Turn you around for a second and show you what it is. Okay, you see this antenna or this aerial there? That's our fixed wireless broadband we have here. And when we got it, I think 3-4 years ago, it was working fine. It's not the fastest broadband. It's a compromise to the fiber optic cable. And yeah, this is where my story begins. So I want to make a quick little intro into this, what happened and what's going on. So I'll turn you back around. Okay, here's my beautiful face again. Little joke. So yeah, 10, 12 years ago, when our government here in Australia decided to roll out fiber optic broadband, what they call here NBN, it was under our Labor government, and they had decided everyone gets the premium fiber optic broadband to their house, into the house basically. So we didn't want to make a compromise. I want to roll it out from the beginning, perfect, without any little shortcuts. Then, whatever, a year, 2 years later, they lost the election, and our Liberal Party came into power, and they decided it's too expensive. We cut it down, and we made a compromise. So what they did, everyone who got during the Labor government the fiber to the house was lucky. They got the premium. Liberals decided, no, from now on it will be fiber optic cable to the node, so one of these exchanges in your area, and from there it just goes further through a copper cable to your house. Supposed to save billions of dollars. And all the premises, they were too far from a node or from the infrastructure. They only had the normal ADSL and normal telecom copper. They got this antenna, what they call the fixed wireless broadband, and that is much slower, even compared to the copper one. So when we got it here 3-4 years ago, finally when they just decided, yep, we can have it, this aerial, it was fine. It was not a super fast broadband. I think something between 80 and 120 you would get, in peak times of course more 80. upload, I never really looked at the upload what we got. So, but it was a a reliable, consistent internet or connection. I could upload my videos without any problem. When I started 2 years ago, going on YouTube and uploading videos, yeah, they were not super fast. So I'm not a technical expert. I'm not into the really internet stuff. So for me, it was fast enough. Uploading a 15-20 minute video in 15-20 minutes, yeah, fine enough. Didn't bother me much. But then 6-8 months ago, roughly, NBN, that's a company that has built and maintains the broadband here. They got a good cash injection from the government to fix up the speeds on the fixed wireless, as well fix up the fiber optic cables and go back to the old plan to the premise. But first they got I think it was 3.8 billions to fix up the wireless system. So they upgraded our tower. And yes, the speeds increased. So you now get 250 megabytes per second plus. And I think they're saying something 10 to 15 upload it can happen. However, it did not work out for us. And because when they did it, when they upgraded it, yes, the speeds increased, and I was actually quite happy. And then till I started uploading videos, and then it just hit me. It was just horrible. I had uploads that took 10-12 hours if I got them even through. So a couple of uploads I had to actually go in town and hotspot them from my mobile phone to do it over 5G. So yeah, and first I thought it was peak hours. Well, because we are sort of a little tourist town as well here in the south. First people come down on the weekends, long weekends, to yeah, enjoy the countryside. And I thought on the weekends that we have the problem because that's when I usually uploaded my videos. So I changed my habit and started uploading them during the week. Same thing. It took, I think the quickest was 5 hours. It was horrible. So I was on long talks with my provider, our Australian Telecom here, and they checked it online. I think 3-4 times they did it, and they said it's all fine, no dramas. So it wasn't fine. So after the third time, I decided, okay, just change the provider. At least go to a provider that even gives you the fast fixed wireless. So I thought, well, if they have the fast, because my telecom provider, the original, the Australia's big telco here, they didn't have it in their plans yet. So I thought maybe the other provider will have, who has it, will have a bit more priority from NBN company. So I got a new router. That was another thing I thought I maybe need after 7 years, get a new one. And same thing, I gave it, I think 4 weeks and nothing changed. Same, sorry, I had to upload it in town or just bear the 12 hours upload times. So last week when I was home, I decided I took my wife out for breakfast. I remembered that, and this is where the story it's interesting. I remember Starlink, the satellite internet provider, has a promotion going on, $200 discount on their kit. So from $549 to $349. So I was sitting there at a cafe, and after the last night, where even we couldn't stream. I mean, my wife watched an episode on Netflix, and it was so grainy, so bad. I thought, no, that's it. So I just hit the button and ordered it. So So I got that, and I was shocked. Honestly, I ordered it. I was, I think, on 9 o'clock in the morning at the cafe, and the next morning, while I was on the way to Perth, I got a message that the parcel from Starlink had arrived at the post office. This has never happened before here, Australia or Western Australia. Everything takes forever to get something from the eastern states. You wait weeks and weeks. The shortcut for Western Australia is WA, and we locals we call it wait a while state. Everything takes long. I can order something from Europe or from America, and I will have it in a week's time here. But I ordered it from Sydney or Melbourne. I'm lucky if it comes in a month. Anyway, enough of that. So I wasn't home, couldn't pick it up, so I had to pick it up on the Monday, the last day before I would go back to work. And I'm a very sort of impatient person, you could say at least. So I picked it up and in the afternoon installed it, or at least I sort of installed it. And I have one thing first before I go into, because this styling is good. I can't deny that fact. But one thing, I'm not an Elon Musk fan. I used to, but since he turned politician, he's working with Trump and he's doing these right wing speeches, and especially what he did in Germany when the election time was on there, and he interfered there and he promoted the extremist party over there. That is a big no for me. So at the moment, I really cannot. I'm not a fan of him at all. I mean, I like what he used to do. What he did with Tesla. He bought that company up, and his SpaceX, and even Starlink. It's great, but at the moment, he's going into an area where I can't support him there. That's, in my opinion, very bad. What he's doing. I understand what he's doing is trying to get better contracts from the government for his companies. As businessman, I would say. But yeah, so I picked up the package from the post office, and I went straight on the roof and put it up. And I have to say, this Starlink kit, or the way they designed this kit, it's amazing. I mean, it's so easy to install. You basically have only a small parcel, a small package, where you have your dish in. You have I think it's a 40-meter cable, something like that. Cable, your router, and a power adapter. That's all in there, and a little kickstand on the back. And the manual. There's no manual. There's just a bunch of like IKEA drawings how to start it. But it took me. I'm not exaggerating. It took me only 2 hours, and it was up. And I only got. It is a cost. I have to agree. You have to get the kit. That costs you money, and then you pay a bit more for your internet service. So it's, for me, $139 a month. It's about $40 more than I used to have with our telco. And to be honest, it's worth it if you have a very unreliable source from the other broadband service. So this Starlink is great, and I'll turn you now around and show you what I did to install it and what I have to do now, and why I'm on this roof again. Okay, we're back. So there you can see the Starlink dish, very adventurous, put up. You know, guess I didn't realize, and this is the only one negative I have with the ordering of the dish. It is that they didn't say that that little kickstand you get with a dish. That's a little kickstand. You cannot fix it on a roof surface or on anything to do it, you have to really go and build you something like and some bottom part where you could do it, put it on, and that would cost probably more money, take you more time than actually get a proper mount. And this here, I'll show you now. This is not a pole mount, and when I say you couldn't make it yourself cheaper, I mean it, because this pole mount, if I would have known from the beginning, I would have ordered it, but I didn't know that it first was cheap and I needed it. I didn't think I would need it, but this pole mount is $15, and this is quality. I'll show you. So this is what I mean with your manual or instructions. So you get this sort of IKEA-like thing, how you install it. So these I bought, they don't come with the kit, I bought them today. But you get this roof mount, and it's not plastic, even though it looks like plastic, it is aluminium cast and pretty solid. I'm impressed for the price you pay. This is solid. Then you get the adapter for the dish over there that you click in. That is plastic. You get the pole, metal again, very good, and all your fixings. And let me try. You get two big bolts, put on your roof. You get these silicon stripes. Get these silicon stripes to seal the holes, and plenty of little clips with screws to fix the cable. So yeah, everything comes with the kit, and that's the same with the dish. You don't have to buy much, and it's very easy and simple explained, and anyone can put it up. You just install this. This is probably maybe a bit more for a DIY person. So you need a drill and you need a bit of a DIY experience. If you live all your life in an apartment and have never done stuff like this, or you get for everything tradespeople, then yeah, it might be not for you. But putting this dish up here, simple as. Honestly, problem is it's not fixed to anything. Eventually you have to do something. But this dish is a new the V4 generation. I got told V4 generation, and I got the router. That's the Gen 3 router. So this new dish, the old dish had an actuated motor in there that would automatically point you to the satellites. This one you have to do it yourself, and I will show you how that works. And it's simple because like everything is on an app. But the dish is that good. When I was at work, I got a message that this comes from Starlink. Comes a message: your dish just moved 10 degrees out of alignment. And I thought, damn it. So I texted my wife and said, if you have lost the internet, just switch it back over to the old NBN, to the wired Ethernet cable. And so yeah, but she said no, it's all fine. And I came back home yesterday and I did a speed test, and the speed test is great, no dramas. And that's another thing. Now I have speeds depending on the time of the day, of course. But in peak hour, I can look at least 250 to 300 megabytes download and 25 upload. And hang on. Okay. Where did I stop it before my wife interrupted me? Oh yeah. So and yeah, off peak time, I'm going up to 450 megabytes download and up to 50 megabytes upload. So I'm stoked about this. And that's my Hang on. Okay, where did I stop before I got interrupted? So the uploads, the speeds I'm really stoked with. I mean, compared to before, I have now upload speeds in the peak time 250 to 300 download and about 20-25 upload, and latency or ping time, yeah, somewhere 25 to 30. I'm happy with that. And off peak, it goes up to 450 megabytes download, and the upload can go up to, sometimes I've seen it going up to 50. So you can say um or you can see why I'm really happy with it. It is an investment. I mean, a bit more pricey, but it will give me much more happiness these days with the internet, because everything goes via internet today. And you know, you're streaming everything. You're doing your YouTubing. You know, kids doing online gaming. It's a complete different time to when we grew up, where we basically didn't have internet. It didn't when I grew up. That was no thing about internet. That came in the late 80s, I think. It was coming out, the internet. So yeah, so that's my here. Um, I think it's a great system what Starlink or SpaceX developed for the consumer, especially when you're out in the rural areas. It is amazing. Um, so yeah, it gives everyone now internet wherever you are. Doesn't matter where you are. Um, so the only negative you can say at the moment is it's a price, and I think if then down the track a bit more competition comes, I mean, it's today, I think it was today, was the first batch of Amazon's Cupia satellites going up for their satellite system. So then hopefully the price will come down too. But yeah, so far that's from me. I will now install the stand, and then I will show you how easy it is to align the dish. And everyone who hasn't done it yet will be surprised. Okay, we're back, and I got my GoPro here, and I got the app from Starlink. At the moment, I try to get it on. It says misaligned by 8%. Align Starlink. When you look how it's now positioned, it's completely out of whack. So let's go. We hit that Starlink, align Starlink. So now you can see here where it shows you the dish, and there's a square around it. Can you see it there? And this is what, you know, in real time you have to align it with. So let's give me a second, and let's see if I can align it while I'm filming. So there, you can see it's now aligning in real time. Something a bit slow, but it's getting there, and it will tell us when it's aligned. Almost there. I think we're almost there. No, we're going a bit out. Your starting point in the correct direction. So we are aligned. Starlink is connected. There. So we have it aligned, and it tells us Starlink is aligned and Starlink is pointing in the correct direction. So now we have to tighten that nut up on the bottom so we don't get the alignment out. So the alignment is aligned correct direction. So now going here and we screw this together. Till it's really tight. There. Okay, now this entire thing is nice and stable, and it is still telling us it's corrected, it's aligned correctly. So this is how easy this is. It gets, you turn it and it goes in real time. You can watch it. So now you can't hear, but inside, because I had to disconnect the dish, I turned the rotor and everything off, and so you can at the moment see the hear it. You can't probably hear it. It's a very, very faint noise. Inside is all this adjustment going on. So, and here's a button. If you go there, it now the dish, what the dish is doing here is checking the sky for any obstructions. So yeah, you see I got these trees there, but there shouldn't be a problem. I had the problem last week, and I don't think there will be a problem this week, even though I moved it a tiny bit. But yeah, so it's doing this now, checking all the obstructions. It usually takes, it can take up to an hour. Yeah, we'll let that do its thing. I don't need the internet right now. But yeah, because I moved it all and it's realigned, it's now doing this thing. But we'll go back, it's turning that on, it's on. So, and in this app you can see everything. You have statistics, network, at the moment nothing's connected, alignments, there's alignment again, it's all correct, aligned. So yeah, and later on, when this is all finished, I'll show you one of these speed tests. Good, I'll come back to you in a bit. Okay, we're back. It's a bit dark outside at the moment, to show you the final result, how the Starlink dish looks on the stand. I'll do that in the morning. But here you can see the router from Starlink. I think it's a pretty neat looking router. And my plan is tomorrow to fix it up on the wall. So there, somewhere there, a bit higher on a little shelf, get a little shelf installed. Oh, nice piece of wood. And yeah, place it up there. And then this is in the center of the house, so it's perfect. And it's a nice strong router. I'm not saying it's the best. It uses Wi-Fi 6. That's pretty good. What I gathered on the internet. It has 2 Ethernet ports at the back. Let's see. Let's show. So this is the back. This is the cable that comes from the dish in. This is your net power cable, and behind this blank here are the 2 Ethernet ports. That's a improvement to the previous generation where they didn't have Ethernet ports. This one has it again. I needed to use it. I just use everything. Use the Wi-Fi. Yeah, and then just have a power cable, run it here across. And at the moment I'm just measuring how much power it uses. I'm not sure if you can see it. It says at the moment 45 watt. I have to say it's still checking the sky for obstructions. Oh no, I'm wrong. It is finished with that part, because if it does, you see here a tiny little light illuminating, and that tells you something is happening on the router side, on the dish side. I assume that's because that light always comes on when you had it disconnected for a while, or something else has happened. You had a realignment. That light comes on. That's now gone. So the obstruction side must have been finished just now. Otherwise, you don't see any light. This is one thing. I'm not sure that's how I can rate it. In all other modems, you have some kind of a light that tells you it's working or not working. This one, it doesn't say anything. You know, maybe I'm wrong. Anyone who has more experience with the Starlink system, please correct me in the comments if that is incorrect. Yeah, well, it worked the last week or week and a half almost, pretty good. So now let's see if we can do a speed test. This will be peak hour. So you have the possibility, you got the Starlink app here, and it gives you statistics like the ping success rate, 99.97% in the last 50 minutes. Latency is 22 milliseconds. That's, for me, pretty good. The power draw, it says 41 watt of the unit. Outages, if you go into outages, it tells you, and that is because last night I checked it on nothing in the 2-second mark. You will have the same in the 5-second, because I disconnected it where it was booting up and doing all this stuff. So that is at the moment an incorrect thing, because I had it turned off, booting up. So then that were the statistics. You can see how many devices are on your network. I think you can have 238 devices on this network. I don't think I will ever have that. I'll probably have a maximum 8 devices with my CCTV cameras connected. Then you got those obstructions. It says your Starlink has an unobstructed view of the sky. Starlink's obstruction map will become more accurate as it collects more data. So over time, it will show you more. But you can move this around, and you can see what it has so far collected. I don't have any obstructions. Beautiful. Can't fault that. It's funny. It's a great game moving this around. So you can again align it. Don't need to do that. And it has the speed test included, so you can do the standard test. If you start the standard one, that is just a test that measures the speed between the dish and the satellite. So you can see here, when you see this, so the dish is at the moment following one of the satellites. It goes around. So when you come, very soon you will see another dot appearing. So at the moment it's here. There should be another one coming. There we have it. There is another satellite coming. Bang, connected. So we start the test. This is now a speed test from the Starlink app. So we are at peak time. Gives us at the moment, it goes up, the download. That's the download. I mean, we shouldn't use this. It was 357 for the download, 32, 31. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's see. Let's wait till it's finished. 32 for the upload, and then 33 milliseconds for the latency. If you go into advanced, you can measure as well iPhone to the internet or iPhone to the router. So if you want measure how good is your system here, how fast is it between your iPhone and router, bang, you can do that. But if you do know if iPhone to the internet, what you actually want to know, so we start that one, and let's test the speed. So there we go. Now it goes up to 358, and this is weird, and I don't believe this is correct. There's something wrong with it. And suddenly we have a huge upload, 138. That's yeah. Let's say call it BS. 21 millisecond latency. That can be correct. We saw that in the statistics. So that one, I had it before. It doesn't really work so good for me. So there's all the statistics. You can do so many things. You can, of course, do feedback, real-time feedback. Great, we'll love that. There's so many. You can change your settings. You go in settings and you have the router. You can change the router settings. You can change your dish. What I like, here's snow melt, great for Western Australia. We have that much snow here in Western Australia. It's not funny, but you know, for people that have snow, so here's on automatic. That only means if there's a certain temperature, then the dish measures something like very cold situations and lots of rain. It's a certain condition. It will increase the power to the dish. There is not a heater in the dish that melts the snow. It is. Oh, great! My wife, she's coming home. No, it's not sounding I'm upset. No, I'm happy that she's coming home from work. It's just it had to happen while I'm doing this here. It just increases the power to the dish and heats up basically the circuits inside and makes it warmer, and then it melts the snow. So you can preheat manually, or you can turn it off. I have to think about it if I turn it off, because it should never turn on here in Australia. At least not where I'm living. Maybe in the snowy mountains, yeah, sure, they have snow, but otherwise not. So, and then you have this here. This is great. The sleep function. You can actually turn your dish off. It's not the router that gets turned off. I assume or presume. I think it's only the dish, because I started it yesterday after I learned it on the internet or YouTube that you can actually do this. And I think it's a great function. You can save power, because let's face it, one down, a con or a minus point of the system, the Starlink system, is it draws a lot of power, especially this generation, the last generation I got now. It is, you know, let's say 75 to 100 watt it can draw. I think that means when you have snow melt and all that, they include that, or the system starts up, something like that, it draws a lot of power in that minute. Because I monitored it now in the last week a bit, and usually it's somewhere in the 40 watt range. When it gets used, when you start streaming, when you do stuff, yeah, it goes up, and then it goes up to 60 watt. The highest I've seen, it was 70 watt. Honestly, that's the highest I've seen so far there. But so I put it on 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. the system sleeps. It turns off the dish, and I checked it last night. That was the first time I used it, and you're saving 20-25 watt probably. It was running somewhere just below the 20 watt range, what my meter was telling me. So this is a great function. So I have to say I love this system. Let's do a speed check with Yokla. That's not coming from Starlink. So let's do this speed test. My wife is here. Why is he beeping the horn? Oh, the dog. So there we can see it. I've gone a bit closer. So we get now 350 download, 358 download. That's pretty impressive for peak time. Upload right now, yeah, 19 megabytes. So, and the latency or the ping is 42. It's a bit higher. I assume it's, and depending on the satellite we at the moment have over us, there are different generations of satellites. The old generation, the first generation, a bit slower. If we get a V2 I learned that it is much faster. So yeah, that is a speed test. I will do a speed test later on when it's off peak, and yeah, we'll see how impressive that is. So, see you in a bit. Well, we're back, and as I promised, I want to do a speed test off peak time. It's about 20 to 5 in the morning here. Yeah, I just woke up a bit earlier and I just decided to have a tea, get a bit earlier, and I thought, yep, do the speed test and see what's happening. I've done already one, and I think sometimes it all depends what kind of satellite you get or how is, yeah, what's going on at that time of day. We'll see what happens now, because the last speed test was a bit, yeah, not average. It's good, really good, but not what I saw before. Once I had it first with the upload, the download is always, yes, perfect, over in the 400 and more, but upload, that was, I haven't seen it back in the 50s yet. So let's see. So it's going up, 435, 440. So yeah, look, 439. That's an amazing result. Latency is 23. But yeah, upload, I was stuck somewhere in the 20s. So let's do another one. I will say do at least 3 just to see what the average is. Let's go up. That's it. No, it's stuck in the 400s. It's quite interesting. So now, hang on, let's get this bit up the light. I had a quick going up and then it's going back to 21. Maybe when I got that with a 50 upload, that was a fluke and I had really good timing. I will see another one. So yeah, look here, 400, honestly 480 the download. So I think what we have now, we got a V2 satellite above us right now. So 33.6 is now the upload. I mean, everything that's in the 20s is for me a big win with the uploads. So the entire change to the Starlink was worthwhile for me. So yeah, I will come back to when we have daylight and I'll just show you the final dish setup and my final thought. Okay, thank you. Okay, we're back for the last clip. So here you can see the final product, the Starlink dish fully installed on the mount. I put a little black plastic piping over the cable to protect it from the sun a bit. Just don't want that it deteriorates while it's up here, because we just have these extreme summers and a lot of sun. It will be a shame if this good cable deteriorates in a couple of years' time. I don't know how long it will last. Okay, that's how the dish looks fully installed. I'm very happy. It looks neat, professional, and it is solid, very solid. And now I'll show you how I installed the router. Okay. Okay, oh, there's a Oh, shadow. Hey, shadow. Oh, yes. Okay. So as you can see there, put it on a little shelf behind the chimney pipe, but in winter we don't use this stove much, only maybe a couple times. And then put cable conduit all along to hide the cable, so it's a bit nicer. It's not perfect, but it's nice enough. And then you see down there, then that's the power adapter. Good. So I'm very happy with this. It's nice and high, so should have good reception there. Okay, that's it from my for this video. A bit different. It's not my koi fish, the usual one, but I thought it was quite not important, but sort of good to film this to more for people they want to set up a Starlink dish themselves. Uh, for them it is, and yeah, it's very important for me with the YouTubing and of course the normal daily streaming. What you do, downloading. Yeah, you these days you want some reliable source of broadband, and our home one here didn't deliver it, so I had to change it. Simple as. Okay, so you have seen everything about the Starlink. Um, it is very easy to install. I'll repeat myself there. It's fast, and I'm amazed with the technology. A little dish, satellites up there, 600 k's, and yeah, in above our planet, and we still get a strong and fast signal. Yeah, the only negative is for most people will be the upfront costs. However, Starlink just brought out in certain countries like here in Australia, you can get it for free without any upfront cost. You just have to sign a contract with a minimum of 12 months, and then you get the package, the hardware kit for free. I mean, that's I think a good deal. Uh, if you live like us a bit more in the rural areas where broadband is a bit dodgy or not existing at all, and you're off grid, Starlink is the go at the moment. I'm saying at the moment. Don't think about any other satellite internet service. It's just they're too slow, too expensive. That they can't compete with Starlink. That's fact. Good. I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button or subscribe if you're interested in more content of, especially koi. This will be more koi. This was once off. Sometimes I will bring a few little off topics, but most of it will be the kois. Good. That's from me here. I hope you enjoy your hobby and you're all well. And see you next time. And bye for now. Thanks for watching.